Good evening, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it's Monday. Monday is the 28th of December. The year is 2020, and we're in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the coronavirus pandemic has proven to be a very difficult time for the city of Atlanta. Our crime has shot up extremely high, and there have been shootings and killings and there's all kinds of crime, but the murder rate has gone up 300% in the city of Atlanta. One of the deaths that kind of struck me, there was a young girl. Her name is Kennedy Maxie. She's 7 years of age. She was out shopping with her mom in Buckhead in a very upscale shopping center, Phipps Plaza, across from Lenox Mall, right off Peachtree Road, in one of the main shopping districts, upscale shopping districts in Atlanta, which should be a safe area. But they've had a lot of shootings recently in that area, and if I'm correct, a couple of people have been killed, if I'm not, but this young girl was only 7 years of age, riding with in her mom's car, when she was wounded and shot in the head by a stray bullet from some individuals fighting at Phipps Plaza. They were coming out of Neiman Marcus or Saks Fifth Avenue, one of those stores. I think it was Saks Fifth Avenue. So on the night of December 21st, while riding inside her mom's car, Kennedy was struck by a bullet as she and her aunt, the driver, were passing Phipps Plaza in Buckhead. So she was with her aunt. The child's aunt heard what sounded like several gunshots, but she was not aware that her niece had been struck until the child began acting strangely. Kennedy was immediately transported to Scottish Rite Hospital for surgery, and she died from her injuries on Saturday evening. So this has been very difficult. I didn't want to do this video at first, but I said, well, I wanted to do it, but then I didn't want to do it. And I'm like, this 7-year-old girl didn't deserve what happened to her. And some individuals get into a fight at Saks Fifth Avenue. Welcome to Niggerville, y'all. Where the niggas in a high-end shopping store like Neiman Marcus and Saks Fifth Avenue will pull out a gun because they're having a disagreement with somebody, or they'll rob somebody, like what happened a few weeks ago. So these individuals were in there fighting, left the store fighting, and decided the hell with all these people in cars and all around. They didn't give a damn. They pulled out them guns and started firing. They didn't give a shit who got shot. They don't give a damn. That's why I stay away from these niggas. That's why the Niggerville, watch your back. Because this little 7-year-old girl, they were just driving by, minding their business, when them individuals got into that fight over there, over who knows what, and this resulted in her death. I hope they catch the niggas. I hope they catch them. See, a lot of y'all folks don't have a problem with crime rate being sky high. I have a problem with it because some of these motherfuckers need to be behind bars. Some of these motherfuckers deserve to be locked up forever. And we're going to find out as a bunch of young, stupid individuals become black. Let's just face it, because we know ain't no white folks up there shooting at each other in Buckhead. Let's just tell the truth of the matter. We know there were no white folks and no Hispanic folks up there shooting each other. Could it happen? Has it happened? Possibly. But we know the routine. We not that stupid. We not gonna try to sugarcoat this shit tonight, because in Niggerville, we know what take place down here. So, this little girl has lost her life. Now Atlanta's in shock. It took a 7-year-old girl before finally, excuse me, maybe something will be done to protect people. I have a rule when I go shopping in certain areas. I try to get there by 12 noon. Literally, certain areas, even in Buckhead, I try to get, if I'm going to Lenox Mall, to avoid the crowds of people and the traffic, I try to get there early. Because I realize as the day goes on by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. As the evening goes on, a certain crowd begins to head up to Buckhead. And it's some people I really don't want to be bothered with, your cousins. You know who they are. I got a few of them in my family. And I don't be bothered with ignorant motherfuckers. So I try to get there early so I can get whatever I have to do done and get the hell on. And lately, to be honest with you, I'm starting to do more internet shopping. I did it in the past, but because of the pandemic, and not really want to go into these shopping areas and deal with crowds and wear a mask and stand in these stores and we're avoiding the virus, about to faint trying to wear that mask. You know, I got a big V12 right here, so I got to breathe, and that damn mask is going to suffocate my ass. So I decided, I've literally been online ordering clothes and stuff, and I just give it a try. If it fits, it fits. If it don't, I just take it back somehow and get rid of it. So, and I've ordered stuff in the past, clothing and stuff in the past before, but not like what I'm doing now. My whole entire new wardrobe is coming off the internet. I'm just only ordered, and I ordered a couple sizes. But no one should have to feel unsafe by going to a mall to buy a pair of jeans, or go to a restaurant to have dinner, or go to pick up a blender at Target. I'll be in your car just driving by the mall, not even there. And a bullet flies because some niggas over there fighting over nothing. This girl lost her life over nothing. When they find these people, I'm sure you, they were fighting and shooting at each other over absolutely nothing. A few years ago, Earl and I lived in a very expensive apartment up in Buckhead, right off Peachtree Road. And it was a tiny little something. Earl rented that place, not me. And he rented this teeny tiny little apartment. And one night I was laying in bed and I heard this noise outside the window. I mean, this beautiful community. I heard blah, 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 blah. And at first I thought, was it fireworks or something? I thought, it couldn't be gunshots. And I said, it couldn't be gunshots that late, you know, late at night. I'm thinking, no, we up in Buckhead, no way. But it was gunshots. When I walked outside, there were bullets all over the place. Cars had been shot up, literally within feet. Did you see this window? It was literally just within feet of me. And I'm like, what was that noise? We should have been falling on the floor. Now, if I was in certain neighborhoods like the old 4th Ward back in the day, East Atlanta, Old National Highway, I would have dived to sort of flow in under the bed. But we in Buckhead, I'm thinking, no, but fireworks? No. 2 people had got into it in that parking lot outside on the street and started shooting at each other. Shot up cars and everything. And literally in the middle of a neighborhood, middle of an apartment complex, with high-ass rent. We moved soon thereafter that. I said, okay, we got to get the hell out of here. This apartment too close to the street, and these niggas don't give a fuck. Now, Keisha Bottom's got a problem. She's the mayor of Atlanta. And she knows there's an issue here with these niggas, but she don't know how to tackle it. They got officers here. These officers got to hit these streets. Because, see, all these out-of-state people are coming here to Georgia. Because all the other states, California shut down, all these places, they can't do their shit they want to do, so they coming here. Rappers, singers, dancers, whoever the fuck they might be. And they're coming here and they're showing up in droves. Those police officers have to start doing their jobs. They see these people. They see them in these cars. They see them driving around. Stop them. What are you doing here? Hey, how you guys doing? What are you doing here? Where you from? Everything okay? They're going to have to do it. I know y'all don't like that because that's profiling. But it's okay to profile some ignorant ass niggas. You can look at them and see who they look like. I'm saying this because if we want our neighborhoods to be safe, no matter where you are, you see these people. You see what they're up to. You're staring right at them. You can't ignore them no more. We cannot continue to ignore the element right in front of our eyeballs and ignore them. What are you doing here? You here to shop? Well, enjoy your shopping, guys. We're glad you're here. But let their presence be known before they grab a gun and go to shooting each other over what beef. You have to understand something. People around here in various cities are losing their lives over nothing. Nothing. These niggas are fighting over absolutely nothing. They will kill you over nothing. So we got to put the police officers out there to say, you can't do this. And I don't care where it is, whether it's Buckhead, Old National Highway, Old Fourth Ward, whatever. The president has to be known where the crime is at. If they're going up to these malls doing this stuff, well, let's just make the presidents know what we paying taxes for. All this money going to these police officers will go and they get to work. I bet you 5 or 6 or 7 police officers have been standing outside Saks Avenue or in that vicinity or in that area. I don't think them niggas would have got shooting each other over nothing. I don't think that would have happened. So, but black people got to make a choice. Either we against crime that harms this little 7-year-old girl, or before crime that harms a little 7-year-old girl. It kills a 7-year-old girl. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Decide what y'all want to do. Decide. Everybody's scared to go outside. I'm 50 years of age. I'm 6'2". I weigh 260-something pounds. But certain places I don't go at nighttime. Certain areas where I still feel comfortable going. I just don't want to be bothered no more. In between, it's just, it's sad. And for us to ignore this would be stupid. Now y'all can sit there and Walter talking a whole bunch of fucking shit tonight. Don't nobody want to hear this shit he talking about. But let me tell you something. You gonna be next. You gonna be next. See, I live in the bodybuilding world. I deal with a lot of bodybuilders, weightlifters, fitness trainers, all the people. And one by one, they've all been knocked across the head and robbed. And some of them shot. Many of y'all may not remember a story because some of y'all are so new to Atlanta. But many years ago, there was a fitness trainer, big guy, was beat up outside of a club. He was, if I'm correct, it was the daughters of one of the mayors. What was that guy's name? Anyway, a big fitness guy, real buff fitness guy in really good shape, got into an incident outside of a club on Peachtree Street in Buckhead. And he was attacked by this group of guys over this girl. It was right there. It was on Peachtree Street in Midtown. I remember exactly where it was now. Django's. Somewhere near a club called Django. I don't know if y'all remember this club in our restaurant / club. You know, you niggas like to turn anything into a damn club. You supposed to be eating food down there and dancing and shaking your ass on the table. It was the Django's. Now, if I'm correct, it happened there. And he came out of here, and I want to say it was somebody's daughters. If I'm correct, it definitely had something to do with these mayors we had. It wasn't Keisha Bottoms. And it wasn't, I can't think of any of them. Some of you all remember the story. But this young man laid in the hospital after he was beat up attacked by these people. And I don't know if he eventually died but he was in a coma for years behind this mess. And I learned something from that incident, that they attacked this man out of jealousy, hate, and envy because he was protecting a sister that they were trying to sexually harass her. And I can't remember the details of everything. You all can Google this information all on the internet. Try to be Googling everything else on there. Google this one. But yeah, black folks got to make a decision. Either we're for safe neighborhoods and the criminals being locked up behind bars like they need to. They need to open back up that city of Atlanta jail and lock these niggas up. Lock them up. Because the street's not going to be safe no more. Y'all want these people out here to see. Some people are just, who would put out a gun and start shooting at somebody else in a busy mall parking lot without any regard to the people around them? Who does that? Niggas with no sense. Ignorant ass, dumb ass niggas. Now, if the shoe don't wear your feet, don't take this video personal. Going about your damn business. I can see y'all over there now with your arms twisting your head, twirling you to damn Walter talking about your shit. But Walter ain't no damn fool. I ain't walked 50 years on this earth for nothing. I know what happens in around these cities. In these urban areas, you got these ignorant motherfuckers. For all you know, they could have stepped on one of them man's shoes. Nigga, you stepped on my shoes. And they out there shooting at each other in the parking lot. And this young girl loses her life. Lost her life over something, over nothing. So, Keisha Bottoms, she released a statement. Mayor Keisha Bottoms issued the following statement. Our hearts are broken by the senseless murder of Kennedy. While the Atlanta Police Department has significant leads in the apprehension of those responsible, catch them motherfuckers. She didn't say that, I said that. While the Atlanta Police Department has significant leads in the apprehension of those responsible, it does not erase the pain felt when a beautiful, vibrant, and loving child is tragically taken from her family. We urge the public to continue to provide information that will lead to the arrest of the careless and heartless people responsible for Kennedy's death. Authorities are offering a $15,000 reward for the information leading to an arrest. A pretty young girl, 7 years of age, has lost her life in Atlanta over nothing. There will be no riots. There will be no protests. Al Sharpton will not be catching a private plane in to honor her death. There'll be no murals on walls, no paintings, no pictures, no disruption of services, no cars burning, no people screaming and hollering. It ain't gonna happen, y'all. It's not gonna happen. Like this little girl's death. She was the 155th person killed in Atlanta this year. In some states, cities, that might be a small number. But to ignore the fact that so many African Americans are being shot and killed on a daily basis in our cities by other black people, something's wrong with us. You have to be a goddamn fool to ignore this. To sit here and ignore this young girl's death that took place at the hands of other black people. That's who killed this girl. And y'all don't want to admit that. Y'all come up with every fucking excuse under the goddamn sun. That's why I can't stand you motherfucking niggas. And I don't want you around me because you're deadly dangerous and foolish and stupid. This girl's life did mean something to somebody. She meant something to her mother, her family, and her friends. But she lost her life senselessly because some niggas was in a parking lot fighting over absolutely motherfucking nothing. Nothing. It ain't worth it. Well, those are just my thoughts and opinions. But who am I? Just another angry nigga on the internet who don't have no answers to any of these fucking questions. And I tell you what, I hope they catch them niggas. And I hope somebody beat their fucking ass or put a bullet in their fucking head. That's how I feel about this whole incident. Because this didn't have to happen. I would never bring children into this world. Never. Y'all can do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing it. I remember as a little kid growing up in Gary, Indiana, and one of my schoolmates was in her home. I'll never forget this. I was probably in the 4th or 5th grade in Gary, Indiana, and this girl was in her home sitting in a chair, kind of like I'm sitting in a chair now, and a bullet, some people got to fighting outside her house and pull out a gun and start shooting, and the bullet came to the house through the window and shot her in the head, killing her. Sitting in a chair at home watching TV. This was over 40 years ago. I never forgot that. And I remember the crowds of people gathering around that mother's house, her home. I remember this whole thing like it was yesterday. And I remember the crying and the people screaming and hollering and the arrest of the people. They found the people who did do this. And here we are today in 2020. That had to be back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, probably the 80s. But here we are today. It's still happening. It's still happening in our communities. And we just ignore it. Let that have been a white police officer. who had accidentally shot that 7-year-old girl. All hell would have broke loose. They'd have burnt Phipps Plaza down to the ground. Have you heard anybody say anything about that shooting? You're not going to hear a peep. Like I said, there won't be no protest or murals or fancy speeches. Keisha Lance Bottoms gave us something. I actually like Keisha Lance Bottoms. I think she's a good mayor. I think she needs to be a lot tougher on crime in the city of Atlanta. She needs to get out the fucking whip, put these officers on the street and get them more guns and tell them to go out there and halt this shit out here. And that's just my thoughts on this. No, who am I? Violent crime in the city is dangerous. People grabbing guns and shooting after people don't make any sense. And people who have been charged with crimes of assault and murder should not get a bond at all. Let them sit behind bars. Why put them back out on the street? They shouldn't get a bond at all. Period. And I'm somebody who served time in prison and been to jail. And I learned something. Let them ignorant ass niggas sit their asses up in there. Especially violent criminals. Violent people. Shooting and doing crime for no reason. There was no need for this. But y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all just want to hear some petty want to put the blame on somebody else. Instead of really looking at who did this and why that crime took place over nothing. But anyway, there will be more shootings before the end of the year because we only got a few days left. It is Monday, December 28th. The year is 2020. It's about, y'all, it's late. It's about 11:54 at night. It took me a minute to do this video because I was trying to I was pissed, I was angry, I was sad. I said, you know what? So this didn't have to happen. And you just wondered, could there have been any way this could have been stopped? I think by more police presence at these malls or in any area where crime is suddenly surging. It's a surge of crime here. We're in the coronavirus pandemic where people don't give a damn about anybody else's life because they're not even concerned about their own. But anyway, it is 11:55. Today is Monday, December 28th, the year 2020. I'm out of here. Enjoy you all's evening. Get some rest and sleep. I'm out and have a good night.